Bang. I'm recording. We're live. We're out here.
Hello.
That's a wrap. See you all next week. Hello. I did say last time that I'd clinch, so I wasn't super worried about winning this week, but it would have been nice to at least try to compete this week for the bye, but I can't even get that, and I clinched our division, so I'm not really sure what I'm playing for this week. Maybe I just
You
trying to beat out Beth,
are.
so my playoffs are spots better.
It varies. I mean, honestly, if I were you, I'd take a look at the potential matchups for the lower seeds and see who you might want to try and play. Fucking throw a week if you need to, if you think you're gonna get an easier opponent. That
Maybe.
being said, I in all of our family league years so far, I don't think that we've had uh this many playoff spots up for grabs still on the last week of the regular season.
Yeah, if you remember correctly, Spence, last week we had Sean and Garrett both eliminated from the playoffs. This week you would have expected another couple of eliminations. Nobody else was eliminated yet. This is pretty insane. Seven spots. Well, actually, me. Okay, 4 spots up for grabs between 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people.
Yep.
And if you look at if you look at Division Mutz, okay, there's 4, 6, and 7 teams. That's pretty dumb. Both Veronica and Nate are in pretty okay spots because they're a game ahead. So
We also have 2, 6, and 7 in the other divisions. We have a total of six teams that are at 6 and 7 right now, and two that are at seven
yeah,
and six, which is just insane.
if Nate and Beth, either of them, well, if they win this week, either of them, they will clinch. And if they lose, it's gonna be a 7-6 shit show. So, congrats by the way to Shannon who clinched the bye week, and what else did she clinch? Number 1 seed.
She clinched the bye week. Yep. We have Nathan and Veronica, like you said, they are both at 7 and 6, and they need a lot of things to go wrong in order for them to not make the playoffs, but it is technically still possible. And Andrew needs about a gazillion things to go right in order for his chances to make the playoffs to actually happen. He's at 1%. He needs to win.
I think he needs Nate and Beth to win, and then as many of these six and not Nate and Veronica to win because they will clinch, and as many of these 6 and 7 teams to collapse and lose as possible, right? Because if Nate and Veronica both win, that's 5 spots locked up. There's 2 up for grabs. He would need to win and have a bunch of the 6 and 7 teams, like 3 or 4 of them lose, and then win again next week and have all those same
No, no, no,
teams.
no, there's no next week. It's strictly his own. Yeah, there's one possible outcome. I don't know what it is because I haven't figured it out.
No,
There is
no,
no
no.
next.
This is
He would basically need to match everybody's 6 and 8 record and
oh.
also be a higher scoring team. Is essentially his only way to get in. He needs
Oh
a
my
lot of
god.
losses.
Is that actually possible? How many 6 and 7 matchups do we have this week?
We can get into it if you want.
I'm peeking. There's only one. There's only one 6 and 7 matchup. Like, and that's
That
between
that's
Chris and Sarah. They're the only 2 6 and 7 teams playing each other.
That's better for Andrew. That's probably the only reason
Right.
that he even has a chance still because he needs the matchups to be against,
So
like,
he needs.
say 6 and 7 against a U team, and he needs you to win, so the 6 and 7 team goes to 6 and 8.
He needs, and I'm just like spitballing here because I don't actually know how many points they have scored. I think he needs Chris to win the matchup with Sarah because I think Chris has more points scored, and then I think he needs Ben to lose, Dad to lose, you to lose, and Mom to lose, and wind up with more points than all of you guys. and then he can make it in.
How's he looking points wise?
And I think
Not great. Not great, Chief. He'd have to have a lot of people put up duds next week.
1287. Is that I'm looking at that right?
Yeah.
And you've got, well, so you're clearly like 100 plus points ahead of him. Chris, if he wins, we'll ignore that. Dad is 50 points up on him. Sarah is under him. Mom is under him. Ben, in this projection, is losing to Chris anyways. So he'd need everything I said to happen. And then I think he needs to outscore Dad by 50.
He needs to put up like a 170.
This is all assuming, yeah. He needs to drop a 200 bomb and just hope for the best. All right, enough talking about Andrew's dream scenario that I think probably has less than a % chance of happening. Actually.
Yeah, I don't think it does decimal point chances. It just can't put 0 since there's technically still a chance.
Yep. But holy moly, this is a tight race to the playoffs. Let's get into last week's highlights.
I would just like to point out, I think Chris, if I'm reading this correctly,
crawled his way back in, right?
Okay, he has 2 wins in a row. Okay, fucking Elizabeth is still on she's an 8-win streak right now. It's just absolute insanity. And Shannon on a 6-win streak. So Chris was at 4-7 2 weeks ago, and he got himself into playoff position here just due to the way the cards fell. That's crazy.
He has more. Well, I mean,
he is technically one of the last seeds right now. Him and I are the last 2 seeds based on points.
He got scored on a lot early. Like, he's the only person who even cracked 1,400 points scored against him. He has 1,430 scored against him. Everybody else has 1,300s, 1,200s. You got Shannon in first place, who only has 1,195 scored against her.
And Elizabeth in third with only 12.
Can we get a fraud alert? Can we get some sort of sound that's a fraud alert? And I can make fun of her as much as I want because she hasn't watched in the last few weeks. And she always says, "Are you being nice to me on your podcast?" And I say, "Of course I am." She'll never fucking know.
All right. What I tell her? That's rude. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Don't say anything. Shh. Quiet. Okay. Highlights for the week. Christopher beat me by, 20 or something like that. He had a really, really good week. 141.5 on the back of, I don't remember who. Let me look. Wrong week. Hang on.
Probably Jamar, if I had to guess.
Bucky Irving put up 26. Tua put up 25. And Dowdle put up 19. And I don't know if it would have made a difference, but I swear on my life I had Terry McLaurin in my lineup, and then the game started, and he was not there. Tony Pollard was. Let me see. If I swap out the 7 points that Pollard got for the 23 that Terry scored, I still lose. But it would have been really close.
I don't know what, drunk tinkering you did, but you apparently pulled Terry in both of your lineups, you said. So you clearly thought
I did it in the... Oh, maybe it was just because he was questionable. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Would have been a slight Hail Mary for me to clinch the bye week anyway. Low points, Garrett had 80.54. I think that's like 3 weeks in a row Garrett had the low points on the week.
Fantasy Doom and Giants Doom.
Fantasy Doom and Doom. That's 2 weeks in a row Garrett had the low. He likes putting up 80s. If you guys can outscore 80, you'll beat Garrett all day. He put up 81 last week, and this week he put up 80 on the... like, what? Very consistent.
He's doing well betting, though, so he's got that. He's not going to win the league this year, but...
Yeah, there you go. Largest point differential was Drew and Mom, 37.44. There was like 3 or 4 matchups that were like 30-plus point differentials. It was weird this week. Low points was Veronica and Garrett, which was 9.88, a lot different than our last week where it was 0.04. Bench points, most bench points, Nathaniel had 62.8, leaving out Jerry Jeudy on the bench, who put up 36 in a historic 200-yard
Dude, that Monday night game was a banger.
That was a really good game. Which leads me to our most scrimmage yards, which is, I'm going to ask you on your opinion on this. Also, Nate, because he had Jerry Jeudy put up 235, but he didn't have him in his lineup. Does that count, or do we go to the next man up?
I don't even. You're the one keeping track of these stats. I don't even know what you're doing with them this year.
I keep that. Oh, I'm keeping track of them.
You do what you want. I figured it was players that are on teams, and in case somehow somebody didn't have.
All right, he's on his team. We'll give it to him. And that's that. Next up on the scrimmage yards list, by the way, was Bucky Irving with 185 on Chris's team.
For Christopher.
Versus me. Yeah.
Oh, this is kind of like his breakout game, huh?
Yeah, he's looking primed to carry Chris through the playoffs.
Yeah, and he's got Achane. Tua's got. Gotta hope he doesn't get any more scrambled egg brain. But
we're gonna get to his team. Don't worry, we're gonna get to his team. What did you just say?
I just said the whole Dolphins offense seems like they've been cooking since Tua's been back. Chris's team is scary. I think honestly, besides your team, I think Chris's would be the one I'd be most afraid to face, assuming he makes the playoffs.
We can start with that one because let me go to the fantasy cast. Actually, we can start with that matchup because that's kind of a banger because that's Sarah, Chris, both at 6 and 7, and that's kind of a must-win for both of them. Chris's team looks really, really, really good though, and any bye weeks here? I don't think I don't think anyone really has any bye weeks apart from Zach Ertz.
Sarah's got Javonte Williams on bye.
Does she? Oh, I wasn't even looking at the actual lineup.
And she doesn't even have a backup running back, so that's going to be interesting.
Fighting for her life and no backup running back feels bad. Give me Chris in a landslide.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm gonna also pick Chris, but hopefully Sarah can get some sort of. She's got slim odds here. I think her team is one of the lower 6 and 7 odds makers to make it. But
Cooper Kupp, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns on 30 receptions
against the Bills, I wouldn't bank on it. But
how many points would that be in our league? 30, 15 from the receptions. That's 45. What did I say? 3 touchdowns, 6, 8, or 6, 12, 18. 45 plus 18. Do that math real quick. 63? 63 points? That'd be an all-time high.
Doesn't sound feasible.
Book it. Book it. All right, Chris still wins.
Okay.
Moving on. We got dream scenario for... Well, actually, I shouldn't say dream scenario. He has a hard matchup, but... if Andrew wants to make the playoffs, here's an absolutely must-win, not even a win and end situation, just a lose and out situation. But he's 5 and 8 and playing Elizabeth's team, who's 9 and 4 and hasn't lost in 8 weeks. Will she be dethroned this week?
Oh man, she's got the Eagles against Carolina.
Carolina's defense is not terrible.
They're not good. Baker was out there throwing fucking lame ducks last week, bro. It had nothing to do with Carolina's defense.
Andrew's got famous Jameis.
Oh, he's the one who got freaking Isaac. Damn it, I tried to pick that guy up.
That's the not Jordan Mason, not Christian McCaffrey. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Is he any good?
Keenan's kind of been going off for. He stepped in for like 1 or 2 weeks when Mason got hurt earlier in the year as well. He looked like he fit right into Shanahan's running scheme. It's really just a matter of whether or not the 49ers are even going to just show up at all anymore. There seems like their team is just like they've kind of just collapsed.
Yeah, they have for
injuries.
Sure. I'm not gonna read into this too much. Plus, Andrew has Jonathan Taylor on bye. I think Andrew's season's over.
On bye, which might actually be a benefit for him.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even toss him into the mix because CJ's been terrible. Yeah, give me another landslide victory. Elizabeth gets a win she doesn't even need, and Andrew cries.
Yeah, I think Drew's team chances are coming to a close here. I'm also going to take Beth on this
Oh,
one. But,
pause real quick. What were our predictions last week? Did you
I
calculate?
I won 5-4.
What did I guess wrong?
Well, you picked yourself over Chris, which I picked Chris.
I mean, I put up 120, and I could have had 140.
If you remember, I said I'm picking Chris, but I think this is going to be the highest scoring matchup of the week, and I was correct.
Yeah, combined 260. That if I'm telling you, I had Terry McLaurin in my lineup. He was scoring touchdowns, and I was like, let's fucking go. Check my fantasy. I'm like, why am I not getting a notification? He's on my bench. Someone sabotaged me, bro. I'm telling you. Shannon wanted her bye week so bad. She fucking sabotaged my team.
Who could have possibly done that was me, since I have league manager tools, and you would have gotten a notification about it.
You didn't hear me. Shannon wanted her bye week so bad. She opened my phone, went into my fantasy app, and benched Terry McLaurin because she knew he was going to go off. And she did it in both leagues to make it seem like it was a decision I made. She's sneaky.
Nah. It sounds more likely that you were driving and you handed the phone to her and you were like, I don't know, Shannon, just put in who you want.
No, I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever. I made the playoffs. I don't know. Just have to see how the playoff matchups shake out and see who I'm up against before I do anything. Yeah, we don't need to talk about it anymore.
I wish I could sit and feel safe about making it. I'm like really fucking nervous, honestly. Had some tough.
I'm so fucking scared right now, man.
Exactly. All right, next matchup.
Ben is 6-7 and playing Nathan, who is 7-6.
All right,
Nathan has not clinched yet.
He has a very, very small chance of missing the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen. He's got.
Who, Nathan?
He's got a pretty solid lineup, what it looks to be at least.
Immediately put Jerry Jeudy in his lineup, especially because he has Nico Collins on bye. I don't know. Ben's got to make some moves. He's got CMC out for the season, and Spencer Schrader, who is a kicker, on IR on his bench, and 2 bye weeks on his bench. So, if I were Ben, I would drop the IRs or just put them on your empty IR spots.
The waiver's so dry.
I mean, the waivers are absolutely nothing.
I don't know who he would pick up that would be better than what his lineup is right now.
I don't think you're going for lineup pickups. I think you're going for hope that your lineup wins and stash a defense for next week, or get a handcuff running back. Like, I mean, he doesn't have Monty's handcuff. Obviously, he could get someone's handcuff on the If there was like a Kenneth Gainwell or something on the waiver, I would grab that just on the off chance that Saquon got banged up or something like that, if I had room for it. He's got 2 IR spots in his...
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I don't know. Some people just don't use the IR spots. They just like to leave it.
Yo, we should honestly just put 10 IR spots next year just to see what happens, because I will stash every fucking player.
No, that's why we can't do that.
I know. I just wanted to see if Ben or whoever else does that would use them. Or they still just have 5 IR players on their bench with the 10 open spots.
Yeah.
Who are you picking here? I think
George Ben's got a chance to do some damage. I don't love the Pitt matchup for Jeudy, but it's not gonna be a snow game this time, so he'll probably end up doing better than they did last time.
I mean, that was Judy's Browns breakout game. I don't think he's going to go for 36 again anytime soon, but I think you can lock him in for close to 100 yards and a touchdown, maybe even 2. Against the Steelers, you're right, rough, but
they are the number 1 ranked team against wide receivers this year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he also, and when I was talking to Garrett, I thought he was going to go matching up against Surtain, but they did not have Surtain one-on-one coverage with him. So I'm not sure why they didn't make that change throughout the game when he was torching them. Whatever. I actually don't know who I want to pick here. Nathan's team has shown a lot of inconsistency, specifically like, I mean, Aaron Jones bad last week. Calvin Ridley, I don't think did a thing last week. Bijan's been pretty good. Baker
Oh,
started off hot, and then you just have an earthquake.
my share wasn't backing up, so it like unlocked, and then I hit the.
What's the
Anyways,
seismograph say? Is
uh,
that the right tool? I did that right? That's the
yeah,
seismograph. That's how you measure earthquakes.
I don't think it's what it's called, but it says one. Um, Maybe boy.
Okay.
Um,
I think it's supposed to say 0.
no, I had a one. I had a one earthquake here.
Hmm.
Um,
Hope you're okay.
yeah. I'm gonna take Nate. I think the Falcons are gonna have a little bit of a bounce back game, and well, I don't know. That's it. That's tough. Oh, and Joe Burrow's going into Dallas. I'm taking Ben. I'm taking Ben.
All right. I was literally just gonna say I think I hate most of Ben's matchups aside from Joe Burrow. Like Green Bay defense, not too bad. Jerome Ford's not even like the starter. He definitely gets work, but it's a split backfield. The Arizona Seattle matchup is always like interesting. I think DK actually could have a good game in that one, but who knows? Pickens, we already talked about that. I don't know. Give me Nate. This is a hard one to predict. Oh, I have to go to the next matchup. I was still thinking.
Who's the next one?
Dad versus Sean. Dad in a
Dad
must win.
playing to make the playoffs and is apparently looking for another running back. And Sean is playing for not last place.
Sean or Dad looking for running back. Also just lost his kicker. Has his other kicker on bye. No wonder there's never any kickers on the waiver. You guys are like stashing 2 kickers all the time. Why is every kicker on injured this year? Isn't that crazy?
There's been so many injuries for kickers, it's insane.
Lamar on bye feels bad, but he has Russ. It's got Kareem Hunt, who isn't the starter anymore because he put Pacheco in, so he just needs a running back. I don't know. Jaden Daniels on bye. Washington defense on bye. Gonna throw in
double tight end.
Sean throws in his Kyler Murray Marv stack. Puka. As much as because I don't feel bad saying this because Sean is eliminated. I hope Dad wins and gets into the playoffs, but I think he's got a tough matchup here. I think somehow Sean sneaks out a 4th win, especially with that backup running back he's going to have to find. It's going to be a tough one. Though Jaden Reed and JSN could also just have crazy games. You never know. I'm taking Sean. Thoughts?
Yeah, I like Sean's team better on paper.
I think Dad's biggest hope would be because obviously Puka's gonna get it done. T. Higgins is probably gonna be really good.
He's been going off every week
I
that
know.
he's healthy.
I think his biggest hope is that I don't know if Sean's gonna start Marvin Harrison, but like I was saying about that Seattle matchup, Kyler Murray might struggle in that one, so that might be a rough one for Sean's quarterback at least. So maybe Dad has the edge on him there a little bit. Dad's got the double tight end stack starting, by the way. Still got like Kate out and Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's gonna be a lot of Cardinals Seahawks game. I think that's gonna be the main game on Dad's TV, if I had to guess.
Oh, if he even watches. Who are you taking?
I'll take Sean on his 4th win as well.
Oh, nobody picked Dad in his make or break game of the year. Oh, sorry, Dad. I hope you win though.
I mean, yeah. As long as it, well, I'm selfish because I'm biased.
Oh, that's right.
I'm hoping things happen that don't affect my team as well. So
the enemy. Let's go to your matchup, shall we? You versus the guy who can't score more than 81 points.
And he's also going for. He's fighting Sean for last place right now.
And they want the bye week, so, right?
No, I mean, that puts you into the bottom for the
Right.
second division.
Right. You want to win still in the bottom division, right? Because
Yeah,
you can't.
you don't want to be last.
Yeah, you also don't want your people to. Garrett's got Theo Johnson now on IR. Tommy DeVito still on his team, even though he's not playing. Geno Smith starting. I don't think this is a gamey matchup for you, at least.
No, I don't think so either. That's why I'm more
You
nervous.
have Will Levis in your starting quarterback position.
Yeah, he's playing the Jags, who are the 32 ranked defense.
Good luck with that one. Will Levis is still going to end up throwing 4 picks.
I don't.
He'll
I don't
score.
think so.
He'll score
I'll
18
one.
fantasy points still, but
I don't care as long as he scores 18. He can throw as many picks as he wants. He's not my fucking quarterback.
James Conner, Nick Chubb, Devontae Adams, Brian Thomas Jr.
I was in a rock and a hard place, bro. Anthony Richardson, who was finally like I had him starting for me while Brock was hurt, and now Brock's back, but like I don't even know if he's like actually back or if he's hurt because he's like his shoulder's all jacked up and the whole team's falling
He
apart.
is starting. You have Joe Mixon on bye, which is a big letdown for your team. You know what your issue is that Kincaid wasn't working out for you, so you changed your Kincaiders of the Lost Ark name to Welcome to the Purdy. And now Brock Purdy sucks, so I think your only hope to beat Garrett here is to just change your fantasy team name
Yeah, one of Garrett's players,
to like
so they get hurt, and then I win.
just say doesn't Will Levis put mayonnaise in his coffee or something like that?
Yeah, I
Do
think you
something
got
like
a
that. He eats banana
mayonnaise
peels.
Yep.
So do something like that. Yeah, this is not a gimme for you, but I think you still win. Every time I've ever bet on Garrett, he lets me down. I don't know. I'll take you.
I mean, I'm nervous about the AJ Brown. I think Tracy's still gonna get some points for him. Waddle against the Jets doesn't concern me too much. D Hops, whatever. I don't know. CD might not play. I might start Nick Westbrook Akini anyways, just because he's been popping off. I get the stack with Levis.
He's
Just
like
throw
in
all
the-
my cards on the table.
He's like in the top 5 wide receivers in touchdowns this year. He's scored like 7 times or something this year.
Yeah, he's popping off the last few weeks.
Nick Westbrook Akine. I like saying that guy's name. You're picking
yeah.
Garrett,
Oh.
right?
No, I'm taking me. Garrett can go doom, and doom. He'll be freaking poopy in a poop.
Fantasy Doom, Giants Doom. We bring the boom. That's what we do. All right, Shannon's sitting pretty with the first round bye. She doesn't even need to win. Versus Veronica, who is 7-6. Winning in for Veronica. Yeah, winning in.
Lose and she
you
needs some things to go right. but
lose
she'll
and you
probably still make
snooze.
it.
Right? Am I right? Lose and you snooze.
I think she still has a 90% chance to make the playoffs at the moment, so she needs like a lot of things to go wrong in order to miss. But
Unfortunately, she's playing our standings leader, who is 11-2 and has only lost twice. So I'd say the odds are Shannon probably wins this game, but I don't even know if I don't even know if I like her team and their matchups this week, other than Josh Allen.
I was about to say Josh against the Rams is gold.
That's good. But then it's like Rashad White, who lost his starting job. Stevenson's on bye. Amon-Ra, who's been pretty good, but like Packers on Thursdays, rough.
Yeah. Does she have a backup running back?
Tyler Algier.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. actually just triggered me because I lost to Veronica earlier this season when she had Algier have his like best week of the entire year on me. He had like a
They
freaking
use him a decent amount. Every time because when I have Bijan and I see Algier out there, I'm like, it's not like Monty and Gibbs where I'm like, they're both really good. Clearly Gibbs is the better running back, but Monty brings like a little bit of a different style. Algier's just not good. Like, I shouldn't say he's not good. He's not Bijan. Like, not even close. But, I don't know.
It's fair. It's fair.
Maybe they just need to not overwork Bijan. I'm not sure. But when they run Algier like 3 times in a row, I'm like, what the hell are you doing, buddies? Like,
Given a rest drive.
Yeah, give him one rest. And leave him into block. Why are you running him 3 times in a row? Dum-dums.
I actually really like that Chase Brown matchup against Dallas.
Yeah, I don't know if Shannon
Dallas.
drafted Chase. She must have drafted Chase Brown. I don't think she picked him up early, but he's been a savior for her team.
Drafted 109th overall in the 8th round.
She said, I don't know who this guy is. I'm going to take him, though. Probably. I mean, I don't think I knew Chase Brown's name coming into the season. Did you?
Oh, yeah, I knew him from last year. I just thought Zach Moss was going to get the majority of the work since he got signed to the contract in the offseason. Which, to be fair, he was doing early on in the season, and then he got hurt. So
Chase Brown's also a better, like, pretty good pass catcher. So,
yeah.
Give me Shannon. Sorry, V.
I'll also take Shan. Although I think this one's going to be closer than some of the other matchups of the week.
It's not going to be a blowout, I don't think. No. All right, last matchup of the week. Me versus Mother. Her team is not for... Oh, she's got 3 on bye. Technically 4 on bye if you count Mr. Suspended Deontay Johnson.
Technically 5 on bye.
Her only hope is that I also have Derrick Henry, Terry McLaurin, and Broncos defense on bye.
And you're still projected 105. Go fuck yourself.
That's with my PP quarterback, Justin Herbert. Love you, by the way, Justin Herbert, but you suck at fantasy, bro. I'm not playing him in the playoffs. I'm playing Bo Nix.
He's ranked 15th. What do you want from him?
I want him to be top 5.
Damn, he had a shit week last week, huh?
I know. He put up like 7.
I mean, before that 7, he was probably top 10 if I had to guess.
Bo Nix didn't even do that much.
He's got Tampa Bay week 15. That'll probably be a good matchup.
I'm picking up Aiden O'Connell.
And if you make it to the championship, week 17, he's got New England.
Gang.
Say Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, I need that Aiden O'Connell Brock Bowers stack, buddy.
Wait, what are you complaining about? You got Bo Nix. He's ranked 7th right now.
I don't think I've started him a single game. I didn't trust him. I picked him up because I saw that he was ranked pretty well, and I was like, let's see if this shit lasts, and it has.
Have you just been spot starting quarterbacks all season?
Yeah. I don't even remember who I drafted.
Jesus Christ.
I think
Why does that work out for you, but when I try and do it, I can't get a quarterback to hit 10 points to save my life?
I think I drafted Herbert. I'm going to have to go back and look at all the quarterbacks that I had, because I've been through a few. I think at one point I owned Kirk. One point I had Matt Stafford.
You do that next year, I'm just going to have my entire my entire bench is just quarterbacks.
Yeah, have fun on bye weeks, loser.
I'm going to make people trade me for quarterbacks.
Yeah, have fun on bye weeks when you just start losing weeks because you're hoarding quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Why am I 2-10? What am I supposed to do? I have 17 different quarterbacks.
In this theoretical scenario, I think you would wait till like draft quarterback like almost last, so the rest of your team would like fill out pretty nicely.
Are you talking about what you're doing or what I did this year?
No, I'm saying like you're talking about having like a shit team. You'd have to. I don't know.
If you remember, I was the 14th pick in this draft.
I don't remember.
I had pick number 14, and I took Derrick Henry into Kyron back to back, I think. And then I was like, I kept going so long in between my picks. I was like, I cannot afford to lose out on wide receiver and running back talent here. So I just kept picking them. And eventually it got to a point where I was like, I guess I should get a quarterback so I don't finish my entire bench first. So
I'm real curious who you drafted down for a quarterback.
I think Justin Herbert was one of them. And I'm telling you, I think at one point I had Kirk. I've had Matt Stafford on my team. I think I started Geno one week.
You did in fact draft. It looks like you drafted him in the 9th round, Justin Herbert. Then you dropped him in September, and then you You just added him back in October.
Yep. Can you see all my transactions?
I just clicked on Justin Herbert.
Okay. I'll have to look into it. Anyway, I think that's it. I picked myself to, unfortunately for Mom, beat her. Did you pick?
I kind of also am thinking Mom might be cooked here just because she has so much buys she's going on.
There's a lot of buys this week. That sucks, but anyway.
I'll be rooting for her though, but it's not looking good. I think out of the 6 and 7 teams, she was looking like she had one of the lower odds of making it. Yeah. I think it's because of all those bye weeks.
Dang. Well, you never know what can happen. We'll see how it shakes out.
That's fucking fantasy. Just I just want to say though that like the amount of parity on this season it's been really fun to watch. Just that like I've never seen it go down to the wire like this on playoffs. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, everybody drafted good teams this year. There's not like a runaway. Like obviously Shannon has a lot of wins, right? She has been getting luck on her side. She scores points. Nobody scores a lot of points against her, so like that's lucky. But like,
yeah,
in the mix of everybody has like that, like similar amount of points and similar amount of points scored against them. So like everybody's teams can always hit and can always miss. So it's been a good year. Not for Sean. Not for Sean.
That it has. Currently, where did it go?
Damn.
So currently, Shan's the 1 seed.
You know what I just realized? Dad's on a 3-loss streak. If he had just won one of those games, he would not be in this position. He lost 3 straight after getting to 6 wins.
Yeah, that feels bad. That feels real bad.
Let's go with 6-4 to 6-7. Eek.
Eek. Shan's the 1 seed. You are currently the 2 seed. Elizabeth is the 3 seed.
Of course, if I lose and Elizabeth wins, she automatically just takes the 2 seed. I'm only the 2 seed because of my points.
Right. Nate's the 4 seed. Veronica's the 5 seed. I'm currently the 6 seed, and Chris is currently the 7th seed. Obviously, like we said earlier, only 3 of those are currently actually locked into place.
Do I tank so that I don't have to play Chris in the first round? He just beat me.
Honestly, if I were you, I'd look at people's matchups for the next couple weeks.
I can't tank. That's not fair.
That's strategy. What do you mean it's not fair?
No, because I don't actually know who I'm going to wind up against. Chris could win and somebody else loses, and I wind up against the 7th seed still, and it's not Chris. So there's no point in tanking. There's no point in just trying to give Mom a free win.
Chris wins, and a couple people like me, Nate, and Veronica all lose, and Chris ends up as the freaking 4 seed for all we know.
Yeah, and also my team's good enough that I'm gonna go all the way, so it doesn't fucking matter who I'm up against.
Fair enough.
Easy peasy. I'm putting up 200 in every single playoff game this year. Even though nobody's even gotten close to 200 in our league this year, so.
I'm telling you, though, Chris has got that team that's just going to have freaking somebody, like, if he makes it, if he stays in it, his team with his receivers is stupid. He's going to have those Jamar Chase weeks where they just keep putting up freaking bombs because they have to.
Yeah, I am scared of that. I don't want to lose to another, in the championship, let alone. I don't want to lose to another Jamar Chase, 50 points. Every time I get to the championship in a league, I lose to some ridiculous outing from like a Jamar or an Alvin Kamara.
I
Fuck
don't
you,
think you
Andrew.
made it. You haven't made it to the championship. You just mean the playoffs in general.
No, Jamar Chase stomped me in the championship versus Andrew
Uh,
in
in this league?
casual.
Oh, in casual. I'm about to say in this league, I don't think
And
you
I
made it.
don't remember if it was a playoff game. I think it was, or it was just a playoff game, or it was a championship or something like that. But Alvin Kamara stomped me on Christmas. Uh,
Added intrigue, by the way. I didn't realize last year Chris came in second, so he's got unresolved
oh,
claim
he
to fame.
lost
He's coming for it. He came in
in
second. He
the
to
championship.
Elizabeth. Yeah.
Dang. Well, our reigning winner and runner up are both projected to make the playoffs, so run it back, I suppose. All right, I think that does it though.
And that about do it, fam.
Any questions, comments, or concerns, Spencer?
Negative Ghost Rider.
All right. See you all for the official playoff projection next week. Best of luck to you. You want to say goodbye or?
I hope everyone has